Yeah, crazy. But there you go. He's in his chair now. I get this. Is that a comfy chair?
This is
I
all
get
right.
like the leather.
This is a semi-comfortable chair.
I get the leather.
It's not the full Monty like you've got there.
No, I did go and look down there for another one, but I couldn't see another one down there.
No. I think
I'll have to wait until later, and then when they're all off them, we'll go and swap two of them over. So you get one of these.
Get the armchair.
Yeah.
This is quite good though. It keeps me upright because I'm a bit of a sloucher.
Yeah. Keeps me upright all day. You know. I was talking about that at work today because they're two young lads I'm working with at the moment, and I was saying there's phases of life, and at the moment I'm in the phase of getting used to everything hurting every time I do something.
Oh yeah.
So I go up the stairs
for days,
and that's just like I picked up pencil. We spoke about it ages ago on one of the podcasts, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I was carrying slabs around all day, nothing. I turned around to pick a pencil up, and my back just completely went. Like the pencil is the thing that did it. But anyway, right. So, another day, another week, and we're back. We're back on the old Albion Hour podcast. Albion Hour podcast.
You got it right.
Still, I think we got a few views last time. I saw that last time I checked, 26 people had watched, and that was only 2 days after I posted it. So
we're on the up.
Could have gone up to nearly 30 now. Could have had 30 people watch this shit.
At least. We are flying.
We're flying high, guys. We're flying high, and we've got tons to talk about today. We've got socials to do. We've got we've got to talk about the issues at Chelsea and how the big boys always seem to get away with it.
Oh yeah.
We've got. Of course, I'm gonna retract a statement I made on a couple of podcasts ago.
Oh.
And I'm gonna have one of those moments where I hold my hand up and say I was wrong.
This is
right.
You heard it.
Doesn't happen very often, but I'm going to say I'm wrong. So there's that. What else did I say we wanted to talk about?
I've got
Mo Salah's going.
Basically went off the last year of his contract, so that's a quite a big news story. There was I've got a couple of things about. Well, there's a bit of a yin and yang situation. Coventry City and Manchester United in the way that they have slightly different approaches to valuing their supporters. That's another thing that we'll cover later.
We'll cover that. But we'll start off with, more importantly, some great results. West Bromwich Albion, another win. That's 2 wins on the trot. That's 2 wins on the trot. 2 draws followed by 2 wins. A hard-fought game, but overjoyed. Another 3 points.
Brilliant.
I can't. Like Cheryl doesn't quite get, like the wife doesn't quite get the love of football, how it consumes you, and how over the last couple of months I've been a miserable bastard, and she can't figure out why. And I don't want to say why, because she's just going to call me an idiot. And then all of a sudden, 2 weeks on the trot, 2 wins on the trot, and I'm like all happy around the house. And then she understands. Yeah, I'm boinging around the house. Literally. So she's sort of getting to understand a bit more now with me and the boys that she needs to start cheering these football teams on. Because if she does, if it's where it's, you can
Impacts
see
the whole household.
it impacts the whole household. If you've got West Brom, Man United, and Brighton lose all in one weekend, she might as well go.
Write it off.
She write it off. She gets in the car. She goes to see her nan.
She might as well.
Like, I don't even want to be in the same room as you lot.
Go down the Butlins on your own for the weekend or something.
Yeah.
No, that's yeah. Well, it affects your mood, doesn't it, massively? And that was yeah. I mean, our result on Saturday was a massive uplift. The sun was out, early kickoff.
Won it as well.
Just
great,
beautiful.
And Kieran, we're walking down to the stadium, and Kieran's like, "Oh," I was like, what's up?" "Oh, I'm just nervous. We always have Brighton always have 1, 6 or 7 like." 6 or 7 goal losing. Like, there's always someone. There's always a Forest, or there's always like a really bad result against one of the big teams, and we have at least one a season where we get battered. And I just think it's going to be this one. And I said, no, they've not been on a good run at the moment. They're not. They had a good Champions League game.
Yes, they did. They were very good in that game, but I think they suffered for that.
But we're not playing midweek games. Everything's running our way at the moment, and the team the team seems to be gelled. It's good.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
No,
so we come and met you for a drink first.
We did.
Had a lovely drink.
Actually, before, so my 5-year-old came with me as well to the game, and before we met up with you, we were at Lewis Station. We went on a different route, and there's a guy, an Aussie guy, that we know called Hugh, and he travels for every home game from, I think, Leicestershire. It's like a long way. Anyway, we just happened to bump into him at Lewis. He sits in the East End as well, and he's like, "Hey guys, I don't normally see you here." And he'd not met Cash before, and he, he's just doing what grown-ups do with little kids, and he's like, "You looking forward to the game, mate?" He's like, "Who's gonna win?" And Cash just looked at him and went, "Liverpool."
Bearing in mind, he's in a full Brighton kit.
Yeah. He was a bit taken aback about that. I was like, "Oh, you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, I think we're going to lose." I was like, "Okay."
I was quite confident. I win or draw. I thought we were going to do. When we stood talking about it before the game, there was a buzz in the air. There was something of excitement there a little bit.
Oh yeah.
The place was like packed. It was banging out like the terrace, and
it was really good.
Around the
good vibes.
Yeah, around
good
the
vibes.
And they're building what looks like some sort of pub next to the shop. What's all that?
I'll tell you what it is. I was meant to go there actually this week, but I couldn't make it. It's the 1901 pub in the North Stand. So they've extended the 1901 offering to the North Stand. So the seats are at the top of the North Stand. You've got dedicated seats, but it's a 1901. It's a 1901 club, but a bit more of a relaxed way of doing it. So I think the original 1901, you couldn't wear replica shirts and that kind of thing. It was a bit more corporate, whereas this is a bit more relaxed pub style. So that's what it is.
But you've still got to book it. You can't just go in. It's not.
Oh no, it's basically you book it on a. I think you have to buy your season tickets. You have to commit to your season ticket for at least 3 years. It might even be 5.
Yeah.
And then it works out because Owen's doing it. I think it's about £120 per seat. But within that, you get the whole experience. You got a match day host, ex-players, and all that sort of stuff. You get your program. You get 3 drinks, one before, one at half time, one after. You get snacks and food. So you kind of don't spend. You don't spend more of an experience while you're there. You don't need to spend while you're there. So it's actually not a bad price, and it does look good. Yeah, that's what it is, and that was opening for next season. So
that's exciting. I like stuff. I like when that you have a little bit of an option in that, because the 1901's great. It is good, but it is you're going to be in the North Stand. Everyone up there, it's going to be fantastic. You're going to have the noise. You're going to have the atmosphere a bit more.
I think
they're like all right with the replica shirts and stuff. Then
I think it's a really good idea.
I think it's a good idea, because that's the one thing you can't put your shirts on and go up the 1901.
No. And I think that's based on feedback from fans saying that this is what we want. You know, they've engaged with the fan advisory board, who I've been quite critical of in the past, but I think they've done a good job with this. And see how it goes next season. I won't be in there then.
I won't go there.
I'm sticking in the East. I feel like that's it now. It's been too long. Although I'm still considering the South Stand move for when the away fans move.
When they move.
But at the moment, I am East Stand till I die, or East Stand till next season.
Yeah.
Season after this season.
Season after. It was going to be next season. It's now the season after. They're not doing it next season. But I mean, as far as results go, 2-1.
I mean, let's be honest, it could have been 4-5. It could have been.
And their goal.
It was one of those moments where time stood still, because everyone in the stadium, I think, could sort of see what was happening. You could see Kirkes sneaking in behind. You could see he was going to make the run.
Yeah.
And you're sort of going, it was like watching a pantomime. He's behind you. And then he could Dunk's he's got his back to goal. He can't see, and you know.
He thinks he's being clever and doing a little flick back, which 99% of the time works brilliantly.
It works brilliantly. He does it all the time, but of course, because Liverpool have done their homework, fair play.
Yeah.
And Kirkes knows this is coming. He knows what he's going to do. The communication between him and Bart, not great. But he just sneaks. It was a giveaway, really.
It's a giveaway.
But you got to say fair play to Kirkes for making the run.
Yeah, but apart from that, what did they have?
But they didn't really do much else in the game, no.
And we now have top English goal scorer in the Premier League, 12 goals.
We do. Who's still not in the England squad.
So this brings me on to what I was going to apologise for and what I'm going to go back on. I'm not saying slagging him off. I wasn't slagging him off, but I was airing my doubts regarding Welbeck. I aired my doubts the run up to the game. I aired my doubts even after kickoff, because I think it was the first two runs down the kind of right hand side, and I was actually quite moved. Like, rather than normally going backwards, they kind of like go down, and there was a really good like 1-2, and then it was passed, and Welbeck just seemed to just stand there, and it was like it happened twice quite quickly at the start of the game, and I'm going, get into fucking space, Welbeck, what fucking space? Why doesn't he move into space? Like just run the ball away. Everyone else is moving forward, get fucking forward. And I'm like, and then he goes and scores a header, and I'm like, yes, I knew he should be on. And by the end of it,
I've always loved him.
Yeah, I've always loved him. By the end of it, I'm going, Welbeck for England. How can he not be in the England team? So I've got to suck it up a little bit and go back on it. I think 100% after seeing,
should be,
if he plays anything like that. I know it was 2 goals, 2 good goals. But if you watch him throughout the game, he's just so intelligent. I didn't really think about, because I know that I always just sort of like, it's his movement. I always looked at him as when he was like before, when he was at like United and that.
Yeah.
And it was always like, he never really finds it. And I sort of judged him on that, really.
Yeah. And he had a bad injury record as well.
Yeah, bad injury record.
Arsenal. Worse than he's had with us. So
yeah, and I've got to say, over the last couple of games that I've watched him now, properly like taking notice of him, I suppose. He's an incredibly intelligent footballer. Like
he really is.
He doesn't expend energy where he doesn't need to.
Yeah.
But he'll get back and defend. He'll get forward and get into space. And the one thing I've always knocked him for is not getting into those pockets, not finding that space. But great header, great poacher's goal.
Yeah, fantastic. Both goals. He's just in the. He finds that little bit of space
and behind. Must have been
makes the runs at the right
must have been
time.
close that VAR because he was.
It was.
I mean, I know because he's
really close.
obviously they can't give it as offside because he's behind his own attacking player.
Yeah.
But it was
tight.
Close.
It was tight.
So it must have been tight. I'd like to have seen it, but I didn't watch it on there.
No, I've seen a couple of stills of the line drawn and it's onside.
Yeah.
But I mean, as soon as that went in, and you could, because his reaction, Welbeck's reaction was he scored and he kind of went like he was like that. No, like wait. And he mentioned it after the game, didn't he? He said it after the game. He said in football. He said I couldn't celebrate because obviously, and I think the one that he mentioned was the Fulham away one, which I mean that was the most devastating disallowed goal. One of the that I've ever seen for me personally. In the you're going mental in the away end. It was everyone was. Yeah. And then, he was offside by his shoulder. And so he had that in the back of his head. So he didn't properly celebrate until they'd done the check. But, thank God. I mean, the people that I was sat next to, we were in different seats to what we normally are. And I said, they'll find a reason to disallow it. You know they will. And everyone was kind of nodding along. Yeah. And then...
they didn't. It went pretty wild in there, I've got to say.
It's brilliant.
And who doesn't like seeing 1,500 sad Scousers? It was pretty brilliant.
Quite a few less than that towards the end of the game.
Yeah, there was a few leaving. I'm not surprised. I mean, I've seen Brighton play shite, but I mean, the match of the day I watched that later on, and that did pick more up on what. This is what I don't like about match of the day, and I've never liked it. Like when West Brom were in the Premier League, we had some fantastic results against the likes of Arsenal, Man United, Malfitano taking on, like literally whipping around 3 United players and then dinking the goal, like not like just dinked. The goalkeeper's gone down and he's just lifted the ball over the top of it. What a wonderful goal that was. Beat Man United in that game, and for West Bromwich Albion, it's a big deal.
Yeah, of course.
They beat Arsenal, beat the likes of, who else was it? Villa and these teams that we're supposed to lose against. And we're beating those teams. We had a really good season, and every time we were on Match of the Day, they spent 10 minutes talking about how bad the other team was and gave no recognition to West Brom whatsoever. And it has not changed.
It hasn't changed at all.
They literally just spent 10 minutes talking about how bad Liverpool were and nothing about... I mean, Wayne Rooney, in all honesty, he did speak up a little bit.
I didn't watch it, but I heard that Rooney had stuck up for Brighton, saying Brighton played well.
Yeah.
But I've got to the point where I don't watch it.
Yeah,
and that's the reason I don't watch it, to be honest, because of that bias towards the top 6 teams, and that's all they want to talk about. I suppose that's, in the BBC's minds, that's what everyone wants to hear, or that's what the majority of people want to hear. So they're kind of pandering to the audience of the top 6, and I just don't. But they don't. The BBC is meant to be impartial and balanced.
I don't believe that. This is where I think that they go drastically wrong. I think this is where especially like the Match of the Day goes drastically wrong, because yes, Arsenal have a lot of support, right? Yeah. But almost every other club has supporters that when Arsenal lose, they want to hear about, that Ipswich did really well, Brighton did really well, whoever's beating them. It's the same with Liverpool. I don't want to keep picking on Arsenal, but the same with Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea. They want to listen to, so yes, Man United have got a massive following, but they're one club.
Yeah.
There's 20 whatever other clubs with supporters that are watching Match of the Day that want to hear how they beat them, want to hear how well they want Welbeck talked about. They want these other players talked about.
You want a little bit of praise where it's due as well.
Exactly.
Someone to recognise that your team's punched above their weight or whatever has done something good, and to be acknowledged. And the BBC they sometimes do. I'm not saying it's the same every week.
Yeah.
But I know I didn't watch it on Saturday, but I hear a lot of people, and I see a lot of comments.
It's annoying
in the Facebook groups about it, and a lot of people were frustrated about it. The fact that it was all about how bad Liverpool were, how weak Liverpool were. It's like, okay, Liverpool didn't play their best game, but we were great. We had,
but they weren't allowed to play their best game a lot of the time.
Because we were controlling the midfield. We probably had 4 or 5 players on that pitch that could have been man of the match at the end of the game.
Yeah, I agree.
A struggle to pick, and so that's a sign that the team's played really well. So just acknowledge it.
Yeah, acknowledge it. Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
no one watches it now anyway.
No, honestly, I usually just do that on my phone. YouTube highlights of all the games. Don't have to listen to all the bullshit from.
I can only get highlights on YouTube for West Bromwich Albion. So there's no other. I don't think there is any television program now. There used to be one on ITV2.
There used to be.
BBC iPlayer.
Because when Brighton were in the Championship, I used to watch that.
Yeah, there used to be.
The Football League show.
Yeah.
Is that not?
No. It was it. But even you would have to sit up to watch Match of the Day, which finished at 10:30, and then then it'd be on after that. So and then if you're one of the last games, in 20 games, then you're like, oh my God, it just goes drains on and on. Now I've got YouTube to see anything I can watch it on anyway. So, but unless I go to one of the games. But I mean, with you're absolutely dead right about the top 6, which sort of brings me on to one of the talking points I wanted to talk about, which is I think anyway. So Chelsea have got themselves into a bit of bother because in the Abramovich years they were paying agents through third parties to ensure that they would get the players that they wanted, which of course is totally against the rules, and they weren't. So as far as I've heard anyway, from what we've learned about this, they're not like the earlier set players. These are players like Hazard that was going to go to Man United, and then the reason why that never came across was because of this.
Because of that.
So then
things that have influenced.
There's a lot of there was a lot of players during that era of them winning Champions Leagues and winning Premier Leagues and winning FA Cups, and they're direct results of it.
Yeah, completely.
And it was, in all fairness, it was the club that flagged this to the FA.
They self-reported,
but only because they probably knew they were going to get found out anyway.
Exactly.
And they got and apparently this is over or just under £50 million worth of essentially bribes. Allegedly. Yeah. But the payments are definitely real, whether they were bribes or not. And the players were definitely real, and the contracts were definitely real, and the trophies were definitely real.
Yep.
And yet they've got like a £10 million fine, and that's it.
Which, to be honest, let's be brutally honest about this. Chelsea have given Brighton Hove Albion nearly 300 million in the last 2 years.
They've said 10 million going up to 30 million. And get this though, 10 million going up to 30 million, right? So, but they're not even having to pay for it because it comes out of the Abramovich fund.
Oh, Jesus.
So they're not even paying for it.
So it's a non-punishment. I know. I know they've had. I think there were some sanctions imposed on. They're not able to buy. They've got a transfer window.
They've got a transfer window.
But it's only under 21 players, is it not?
Yeah.
So it's again.
Pointless.
Not really. It feels very much like a.
It is. It's
naughty
100%.
Chelsea. Naughty.
But it's the same thing as. Look, I don't want to put. I know there's slight differences in it, right? I know there's issues where there shouldn't be issues, and this is different to that. It's different to that. But you look at like the thing with. Crystal Palace getting into Europe, right?
And
right,
Forest getting the Europa League,
and then Forest getting the Europa League place. Well, okay, I'm not sticking up for Palace here, but the same thing should have been for Man City. Man City's owners own 4 other clubs, 2 of which were in the Champions League. Nothing, just zero. Man United had the same issue.
They did, yeah.
Zero, nothing, no problem with that whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know, you've got things like even Leicester having to take points off in going into a different league, and still had to lose points. Everton losing points, Forest losing points.
I think Everton can certainly feel hard done by.
Yeah, Man City, fuck all. Not even they won't even get a slap on the wrist.
No, they won't.
It sounds like now that they won't even get.
The way it's shaping up, they're not.
They're going to get a fine, which is. No one gives a shit about.
Which means nothing because they're super rich and they don't care about
the multi-billionaires.
They don't care, do they?
They're not going to give two shits about it.
People were talking about Man City being, demoted, not just maybe one division, but demoted further down the league. At one point, and now it does seem from all what I can gather in the media that it's going to be another little naughty Man City.
Yeah, you shouldn't have done that.
Oh. Yeah, it's not.
But they did do it. And if they get the thing is I know there's nuances to these things, right? But it does come across time after time after time, like the smaller clubs get the sanctions, and the bigger clubs get the slap on the wrist, which is not really a problem.
No, I agree, mate. And the thing is, you can't. Chelsea's argument is, well, their whole argument, really, from what I can gather, is that they're saying that we self-reported, we, put the cards on the table, but that doesn't change. So
good. So when me and my missus have a massive argument and I murder her, but I go to the police and go. I've self-reported it. So if you I'd rather not have a murder charge. If you could just give me a bit of a fine.
Can I just have a fine and do some bit of litter picking? A bit of roadside litter picking.
Yeah, but I won't do it. You're going to have to get them to do it from that charity, because they fund me at the moment. So
can you call my PA about that?
We've put a fund over here from the sale of a club, and what's going to happen is that's going to pay for me, so I don't have to go to prison for murder. Is that all right? Great. It's just ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, and also if you look at Everton, they self-reported.
Yeah,
they self-reported, and what did the FA and the powers that be?
Screw them!
Fuck you! You're getting deducted. I don't know how many points it was, but it was quite a lot.
Over 2 seasons.
Over 2 seasons, which could have relegated them.
Yeah, it could have relegated them.
I don't see the difference, and I do see the difference actually. Everton aren't in the top 6.
Yeah,
just putting it out there.
Yeah, I mean, we had Fergie time, and we had. And let's face it, if you're a smaller team, so if you support the Everton, not smaller team, I'm not going to get into who's a big team and who's not a big team. I mean, if you're not in the top 6, then if you're a mid-table team, not smaller. If you're a Fulham, if you're a mid-table team or a low or towards the bottom of the team, if you're Wolves or those types of teams, and you're losing a game, generally you're trying to do everything you can to get through and win that game. If you're winning that game, your thing is to defend, try and hold the midfield, try and maybe get a lucky one on the break, right? And you go to any of the top 6. And if they're winning by a goal and it's 70, 80 minutes, they just start throwing themselves on the floor.
Of course.
And they've got no. It's this top 6 thing, and if the lower teams start to try and do stuff like that, you get the whistle blown on them.
Yeah, it's very true.
I mean, you look at what
there does
what
seem
was
to be a bias, and I don't think it's.
What was the penalty that?
Kind of
What was the penalty that was overturned? But the referee had it bang on. It took 8 minutes to look on VAR.
8 minutes. Wow.
And who was that against?
Jesus Christ.
Brighton. That was.
Out.
Yeah. Christ. Who was that? There was a Brighton against Chelsea or someone. I think it was.
Oh, it might have been.
And there was a foul in the box.
Yeah.
And he got booked for diving.
Yeah.
Took 8 minutes to look at it, and then they overturn it and give it a penalty.
Yeah.
And you're going, what the fuck? That's.
Yeah, I think everyone's getting a bit sick of it now, and that they're. We talked a bit last week, didn't we, or maybe the week before, actually, about the Arsenal game where the ball was actually in play for 59 minutes of the game because they were taking so long with the set pieces. And
I think someone was 28 minutes of 30 minutes of them wasting.
The regulation is coming for that. It definitely is. They talked about it I watched a little bit of the Carabao Cup final, which was a pretty shit game, I have to say. But they were talking about it quite a lot in there because both teams were doing it, and they were saying that this is coming. It's got to change now.
It's got to change
because this is a showpiece game at Wembley. I know it's not. Yeah. Held in such high esteem as it was, but it's a cup final at Wembley.
Yeah,
and you've got two teams that actually don't really want to play football for 90 minutes. That's not.
I would rather have seen I'd rather have seen Brighton, Fulham, or I'd rather have seen Bournemouth. I'd rather have seen any of those teams.
Yeah.
Even Man United at the moment, sort of pushing a more exciting pace. I found it absolutely dull, absolutely boring.
It was, wasn't it?
There was
nothing.
And I think the problem is that shit football that Arsenal played, that terrible embarrassment against us, and then even more embarrassing against Man City in the cup final.
Yeah.
It might win them the Premier League, but it'll be forgotten as quickly as
it should be, yeah.
Because it's the most awful.
They'll argue against it, and their fans will argue against it.
Yeah, but their fans are winning, and we would be. If you're totally honest about it, if we were going to win the Premier League, we'd probably be sticking up for our club and fans.
Of course, because it's what you do.
But from an outsider point of view, I don't think I've ever seen a team that all the other supporters seem to want to bottle it and lose it, because and it's you can say about the fans and that, but everyone hated the Chelsea fans when they were winning, everyone hated the Man United fans when they were winning. We get that, but and we get it, you have to battle, but the football is not good. It's not good. It's shocking, and they've got the players to play amazing football.
Well, that's the thing. This is something else, isn't it? Because you could, in the era when United were winning multiple titles, you had a respect for them. Although you might not there was the Fergie time and all that sort of stuff. It was nowhere near on the level that this is at. But you could respect that they had good players, that they were massively threatening attacking sides. Some
Chelsea,
of the goals,
when they were winning,
that were scored. Yeah, even
Chelsea,
Arsenal, the invincible Arsenal side.
Yeah,
with Vieira and Pires and
you can say that Chelsea and Man City bought the titles and the accolades, but what the money they put in didn't stop the players they had on the pitch.
No.
The whole thing of that, the goal scored, Aguero, that thing of what was that against QPR, and it was a point in it. QPR scored, and then Barton got sent off, and it was and then it was seconds, and it was Aguero, and you had that excitement about it,
proper drama, proper excitement. Which is
but where is the excitement and the glory in this?
It's been lacking. It's been very much lacking
in this
season,
Arsenal team.
Yeah, it's been lacking.
There's no. I don't. I remember times. I remember goals and certain times, and I remember. I remember Rooney against Newcastle when he's arguing with the referee and then the ball gets crossed in, and he just runs up like full on wellies it, and it swerves, goes into the top corner, and then turns around and starts arguing with the referee again. Like I don't even. Go, hang on a minute,
Anyway,
hang on, ref. I'm just going to quickly whack this. Right, and anyway,
right, as I was saying,
I remember stuff like that. You know, I remember Thierry Henry ripping up like there's defence, and you know, I remember.
It's not in the classic season.
I remember Drogba outside of the foot swingers, barnstormers from outside of the box. You know, I remember. You know, there's so much about certain teams.
Proper wing play.
Out.
Ryan Giggs fucking storming through defences, running past 5 players.
Shirt off with his rug out. You know, this stuff, you know, you remember about teams. Tony Adams and players like that, they stood out. There's no one in this Arsenal. I'm sorry, Arsenal. And I know we all sound like haters, but I'll big up your Arsenal squad. You know, when you see players that are coming through and that are exciting and you know, and they win stuff, you remember them. This team will not be remembered.
Nah. It's very functional.
And they should be. They've got the players to do it, right? They've got the players to be exciting and play incredible football.
They do. Look at the squad they've got. Look at the attacking talent they've got at their disposal. But it's just the way that they're set up to play. And I think it's the way that a lot of teams are set up to play now in the Premier League. And it just doesn't... It's very narrow, so you don't get a lot of wing play. You don't get a lot of crosses. It's very tippy-tappy stuff. And it is... about frustrating the opposition, and it's frustrating the opposition.
Pep
taking your time,
ruined people up. Pep, you've ruined it.
Honestly, I think he sort of has. I think he sort of genuinely because
I think maybe by default he has, because as a manager, as much as I don't really care about Man City, to be honest, but I don't like the fact that you can just go into a club and spend as much as you want and buy titles. But as far as Pep Guardiola's concerned, like I know he can play the tippy tappy, but he'll change the team around to suit teams that he's playing if he thinks that's not going to work. You know, there's quite often that we played Man City, well, Brighton played Man City, we went to watch that, and we frustrated Man City to the point where they were playing the long ball. But they changed it up and started playing the long ball. You know, and it ended up. I think that game ended up being a draw. But there was some really good football, really good goals on both sides. I'm pretty sure, wasn't it the one where wasn't that the game where who were we playing when Welbeck did the little tip over the head and then left footed it?
Was that City or was it Liverpool? I can't remember what game it was. It was an absolutely incredible goal. It was either City or Liverpool, I'm sure. But it was it was a bang.
I'd have to look on that.
We'll look it up. Anyone that knows,
anyone in the comments,
put it in the comments.
He's old and forgetful, and I'm not a Brighton fan, so you need to. He's had too many Guinness Zeros.
Too many Guinness Zeros.
Should we use that as a break, and then we'll go and get a top up?
Let's go and top up. Half time.
So join us after these adverts. We'll talk more bullshit and a bit more football. What's coming up, and then we're going to have a break because we don't like talking about international. It's fucking boring. Well, we'll do more when we get to the World Cup, but for now we'll just
the proper stuff. International friendlies.
Yeah. Isn't Italy Ireland on? Is that on tonight? We'll have a look. We'll have a look, and if there's a score, then we'll let you know.
Hi, hear about the room?
Come on in.
Hey, hi, I'll show you around. Kathy, trainee chef. Won't let anyone else cook.
Ugh, chic flick. Football legend!
Now, I'm afraid you're stuck with the box room. Balcony.
Carlsberg don't do flatmates. But if we did...
And that is how we beat England in Stuttgart.
They'd probably be the best flatmates in the world.
football. We get nothing but football, morning, noon and night.
Shut up. Have an Eric, boys. Confidence is a preference for the habitual voyeur of what is known as. A morning suit can be avoided if you take a route straight through what is known as. John's got brewer's fruit, he gets intimidated by the dirty pigeons. They love a bit of it. Who's that gut lord marching? You should cut down on your pork life, mate. Get some exercise. All the people, so many people, from there you're along with the fight. You're going with the fight. Why have you done that? Because you ain't them.
Yeah, and we're back, and just a couple of adverts there for you.
Couple of beauties.
Couple of beauties, couple of old schools. Do you watch any of them?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they?
They're fucking brilliant. I love it.
So yeah, a couple more football related ones today. But yeah, so where were we? We're socials.
Socials. Let's have a little look.
Socials.
Socials. Have a little look at the socials. What we got, John? Hang on. Okay, so I'm going to start with this. This was going back a while, I think, but it did pop up this week on one of the sites. So Legia wore the picture. You'll see there's two banners.
We love a banner, don't we?
We love
a banner on the Albion.
I mean, you have no idea how much I love a banner. So Legia Warsaw's ultras apparently were a bit naughty. Let's just to say they're a bit naughty. We don't know what they did, right? But they're a bit naughty enough that they got banned from their section for their Conference League clash after a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
So in the section that you'll see on the screen, the empty section, they put a big banner up saying, "This time you won UEFA." Yeah. Then you cut across to the other side of the stadium, where it is full of ultras, and they unveil the banner. Surprise, motherfuckers! Which is genius.
Yeah.
I love that. So they basically, I mean, I'm not sure what sort of policing that goes on about the ticket sales, but they basically just all bought tickets in the opposite stand. I just went, fuck
yeah. It's quality. I love that. That's great. We do love a banner on the Albion.
We love a banner. We love it.
If you've seen it, if you put them in the comments. Let's see, like, there's some of the best banners that are out there. Because we do love a banner.
We want to see them. We
definitely.
We need some fresh ideas for our next round of banners. But there we go. This one is actually, apologies, it's really old, but it never gets old for me. Okay, because it just sums up Crystal Palace fans in a fucking nutshell. So this was back in 2017. And Crystal Palace fans thought that this coach was the Middlesbrough fan coach.
Oh, that's right. They're going to vandalise it,
they graffitied Crystal Palace CFC all over the side of it. It turns out it was in fact their own fucking coach.
But I mean, it's Crystal Palace has got. So I mean, they did spell their own. They put their own club badge on the shirt and spelled their own name wrong.
They spelled it with an H. Crystal Palace with an H.
Yeah.
This actually happened, and they vandalised their own coach.
There's a few things that they've done in the past.
Make of that what you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, Palace fans.
Yeah.
So that had to get in there. This one, I'm not sure which game this was at. I'm not sure which game it was at, but the chant from the fans was obviously not a great game, and you'll see from the picture that the linesman is slightly challenged in the height department, and the fans were all singing, "The corner flag is bigger than you."
Yeah, which I like. I like that. Yeah, give them some shit.
You've got to. I mean, look at it. It's a brilliant image. So
yeah,
I like that. And again, sums up football fans. Find the weakness.
Go for it. Yeah, we like that.
The next one I've got, this is a bit of a weird one, so I'm gonna attempt to do a Sunderland accent again. So I apologise in advance.
No, we love an accent
for that.
Yeah.
But so the picture you're seeing is of somebody's Ring doorbell. It's the Sunderland left back Reynaldo, not to be confused with Ronaldo.
It's Reynaldo.
And the caption underneath is, I assume, from the owner of the house where the doorbell footage has been taken. He says, "Here, man, so our lass has heard about some Sunderland player, gan round, got loads of lasses on the go, who has a wife and bairns, but the wife says he can have as many girlfriends as he wants. One of the new signings, who do you reckon it is?" and it is Ronaldo.
It is.
So he's been exposed for juggling 5 girlfriends in the Sunderland area and caught on Ring doorbell footage whilst being married and having 3 kids. And apparently,
she's all right.
All with the wife's blessing. So, I mean, I don't know how he finds the energy for training and actually playing Premier League football.
Well, I ain't got the energy for my own missus, let alone 5 others. But I guess he's young, I suppose.
He's got youth and vigour,
youth and
vigour on his side.
And by the colour of his skin, a massive dick. I'm just saying, it's not. I mean, there's some.
The fact he's got 5 on the go.
Yeah,
he's
probably hung like a baboon. But yeah.
Yeah,
there's some stereotypes are worth having. Let's just put it that way.
I think Ronaldo's packing, mate.
Yeah,
not Ronaldo, Reynaldo. Sorry.
Yeah,
don't want to get sued. Mind you, he wouldn't mind.
I'm sure.
He wouldn't mind.
Yeah, that's not a libel case that's going to come to court very often, is it?
You've got a big cock. He's not
right. That's it. I'm taking you to court. It's actually very small. I don't think that's a court case. There's no.
I think we're all right.
I think even if that was libelous, I don't think that's going to get called into play.
I think we're okay.
What you got next?
The next one I've got. I love this. So this is at Newcastle United. Again, it's going back a few years apparently, but I wasn't aware of it. Flashback to this 3-course feast dished out at Newcastle United St James's Park. Absolutely nailed it. The picture is of a pie, a Twix, and a Wicked Blue, which is described as a 3-course meal for £7.80.
3-course meal. Well, look, I mean, essentially what they should have done is they should have put the Twix first, because that would be the starter, and then the pie is the main course, and then the WKD is the pudding. Yes, they haven't even got that right. But yeah, I would go with that. It's a 3-course meal.
That's your Geordie 3-course meal, mate.
Geordie 3-course meal. That's one for the ladies. That's your Geordie Shore 3-course meal. and if you don't worry, girls, because if you don't like a WKD, there's always Smirnoff Ice.
That's it. Yeah, you can. Yeah, alternatives are available.
I
had to put this one in here. It's completely random, right?
But
given the fact that we have on the Albion Hour a bit of a history with Bonnie Blue content, not that sort of content, by the way. But we have discussed Bonnie Blue.
And I mean, we did start one podcast meaning to talk about lots of other things, but we just entirely talked about Bonnie Blue and her bang bus
for about half an hour.
It was seen outside Brighton, outside the Amex, wasn't it? Yeah. So we literally spent half an hour, 40 minutes talking about
our entire show was hijacked by Bonnie Blue.
Yeah.
And so I saw this come up, and it's a West Ham starting 11 where I'm not sure what the significance of the number, but they've got Bonnie Blue starting at number 3, with otherwise, apart from Lily Phillips, I'm not sure who Lily Phillips is. Anyone can enlighten me who Lily Phillips is? She's number 5, apparently.
But Saka, number 29.
But the caption is, "No wonder West Ham get absolutely hammered all day and night."
I like that one. That's a good one.
You got to have a bit of Bonnie Blue in there, mate. You got to.
Yeah, we Bonnie Blue, we salute you.
We salute you and your bag bus.
There's room. There's room in every society for a slag. So.
This one's for you, John. This is for you because last week John had a bit of a rant. You might remember about sausages and
Fucking
different
sausages.
how they've messed with the British sausage and done weird things with the British sausage. So they're unnecessary flavourings, seasoning, just like fucking with sausages.
I don't need.
He was very unhappy about it.
I don't need a sausage full of potpourri.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No.
Okay. So this is something that apparently is served up right now at the Emirates Stadium. Artisanal. I see what they did there. Cumberland sausage with a buttery mash and caramelised onion zhuzh.
Sausage, mash and gravy.
He's served up at Arsenal. Do you know how much it is?
I mean, it's sausage and mash, so...
£14.50.
I was going to say £4.50.
£14.50
for sausage
and look how much mash is in that. Look how much mash. £14.50.
That's not even... you can't even call that gravy. Look, that's a tiny amount.
It's pathetic. So,
good size sausage,
again, it's a decent sausage, and it is a Cumberland sausage. So
yeah,
£14.50. I just
that's outrageous.
We're not having that. Sorry, that's not. We're not having that. I've got one more to finish off with, which
hopefully just on that quickly before you start the next one.
Go on.
Hopefully, one of their rivals to take the piss should definitely come out with like a proper like bangers and mash for like an actual good price and call it something that takes the piss out of ours.
You'd hope.
I mean, you'd hope that would happen.
Someone might
just before you go on to this,
to do it.
On that, have you seen that Nigel Farage went to Ipswich?
I did.
Then Norwich released a thing saying, "Come to our stadium tour."
I saw it.
What's it will apply. Our terms and conditions will most definitely apply, because apparently they didn't even know he was going. He just booked a stadium tour and then decided to record a whole thing there.
They've got so much shit. I replied to
I don't care about the Farage thing, but the politics in football. We don't want you there.
I replied.
We don't want Keir Starmer wearing an Arsenal shirt. Piss off,
Keir Starmer. There was something on one of the socials, and this there was obviously a bit of a furore about it, about 5 p.m. And this guy, I don't know if he's an Ipswich fan, but he posted. He went, "Oh bloody hell!" He went, "These left wingers will moan about anything." So I looked up who played on the left wing for Ipswich, and I just replied, and I went, "I don't think someone Jack Carter or Phil Jalagine have actually complained about it at all."
Yeah, they're all right about it. I don't think it's a problem as in the Nigel Farage thing. I don't care about that. In fact, they were talking about it on TalkSport, and then they opened it up for Ipswich supporters to ring up, and every supporter that rang up said, "We've got no problem with it being Farage.
Yeah,
we just don't want,
it to be
politics in
politicised in any way. Yeah."
In our club,
and
they were saying like you can moan as much as you want. You saying it would be any different if it was the Labour leader or Green Party leader or the whole blow up around it is not even from mostly Ipswich supporters. It's just from people that have seen it and then
people that have seen it and
decided to be
offended by it. Yeah, I agree.
We don't want politics in our football. You can if you're even if you're a supporter of a team like Starmer getting his tickets for free with his Arsenal
with
shirt
his full security at Arsenal.
Go fuck off and go and watch it in the pub. We don't want you around. Or just go and watch the football match and keep your mouth shut and don't publicise the fact that you're doing it.
Exactly. I agree.
We don't want you in our sport.
I agree, mate.
You're fucking up the country. We don't need you to fuck up our leagues.
Yeah, don't fuck up football as well.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And that's not just to Starmer, that's to all of you, by the way. All you politicians out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gobshite wankers. Right, anyway, back to socials.
I've only got one more. It's so you can see the image on the screen. So apparently Spurs fans covered up the Arsenal mannequin at Stansted Airport this morning with a shirt of their own. Someone's put absolutely disgusting mannequins have feelings too.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
Yeah. So
on that, it wasn't that shocking to me that someone had put a shirt over the mannequin. It was that Spurs supporters now are so low that they're giving their shirts away and not care. Like, I had to pay for that shirt. I'm not leaving it on a mannequin somewhere.
It's like a classic, like one of the retro shirts as well.
It's a really nice shirt.
Someone's
just gone.
Don't want it anymore.
It'd be better off on him. and then he's just left it there. That's how low you've got.
It is sad. It's sad.
But it covered up an Arsenal shirt. So it's not all bad.
It did. So
Yeah. So that's it. So what? We got anything else? You got anything else?
That's it. The only other thing that I wanted to talk about really was, well, there's two contrasting stories here. When I say contrasting, I mean very, very much so. So Coventry City, a few years back, 2023, they did proposed a package. They said, right, you can, if you buy your season tickets for, 3 or 4 years, you commit to buying them for 3 or 4 years, we'll freeze the prices, you won't pay any more. And if we get to the Premier League within that period, you will not pay a penny for your Premier League season ticket. Anyway, now it's looking fairly likely, isn't it? That's going to happen now.
Think so.
This is Doug King, the Coventry owner.
Yeah, I think so.
He said, and he came out this week and he said, like, we're honouring it completely. We're doing it. If we get there, and hopefully, fingers crossed they will, that they've kept the promise to freeze them, and they will give. There's 5,000 fans that took up the offer.
Yeah.
That will see their first Premier League season for Coventry City for absolutely nothing, which is. It's brilliant. What a brilliant thing to do.
And they're going to keep to it.
They're keeping to it. They're not.
That's awesome.
It's a brilliant thing to do.
That is fucking brilliant.
The flip side of this, I saw another story about a Man United fan. This guy.
So we'll just quickly go back to the Coventry thing, because I think we left that a bit too soon.
Yes.
So who's it's Doug King, isn't it?
It's Doug King.
Who's the owner of Coventry?
Yeah.
At the moment,
doing it the right way.
Doing it the right way. I know that this. I always like to see clubs that go up at least get 1 or 2 seasons, and I'm not. At least one of them anyway. One of the 3. I think we spoke sort of briefly, but we spoke about Wrexham in the past, what they're doing for their club, what Coventry are doing for their club.
Yeah.
West Brom are trying to. Their owners now are just trying to, bring revenue back up from a disastrous last owner.
Yeah.
They're doing what's right for the club. They're not overspending. They're making sure that everything's kept at a level.
Yeah, completely.
And they're doing a similar thing. They're giving little promises to the supporters to stick with us, keep coming to the games, keep supporting us.
Yeah.
We'll when we start building, these things will come to fruition. It's little things like that. The smaller clubs that we need to salute. The amount of money that they get is not anywhere close to the big clubs, and the big clubs you never hear about anything like this.
No, nowhere near, and they're willing to do that for their fans. It means, I think they worked it out. So because the price of away tickets is capped at £30 in the Premier League, which has been agreed, by the way, for another 2 seasons, which is awesome,
good,
really, really good. It means that those 5,000 Coventry fans that have got that deal, that committed to the club, that said, I'm in. They'll be able to see every single game, if they want to, next season, home and away, for about 570 quid. And when you contrast that with your Arsenals, your Man Uniteds, that are paying $2,000 just for their home games before you've even thought about going to an away game, that's incredible.
Well, Coventry City and Doug King, we salute you.
Coventry.
Well done.
That's brilliant, mate.
And the contrast to that is?
The contrast to this is Man United, unfortunately. And it's Jim Ratcliffe again, who's behind this. So there was a story running in the Guardian. There's a Man United fan. He's 76 years old, a guy called Tony Riley. His father-in-law actually played for United under Matt Busby.
Yeah.
They've had these seats, and they're prime seats. They're just behind the dugout, I believe, at Old Trafford. But they've had these seats in the family for 80 odd years, and he sits currently with his son. They've been told by the club. Sorry, there's 1,100 of them, by the way, that have been told, actually, your seats are prime for hospitality. So they've been told, they've been evicted, they've been moved from the seats that they've had for generations of their family supporting this club, they've been evicted from those seats to make way for these huge packages for basically tourists, fans that don't give a shit. They're willing to pay the money.
Yeah.
And that's what United are chasing. So this guy, that's not even the worst of it. So this guy sits with his son. Not only has he got to move seats, they've told him that because there's not 2 seats together available in another area, that he can no longer sit with his son. I mean seriously, I couldn't believe what I was reading. I could not believe.
I mean, with everything that they've done, look, I mean, I know my son supports Man United, and I've got a soft spot for Man United, but with everything that the Glazers have done, with everything, then Jim Radcliffe was supposed to be this saviour. You're the scum of the earth. I'm sorry, but you are.
It's awful.
You have no feeling towards your fans.
No.
You only care about profit. Your club will go down. You may be the biggest club, one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Yeah.
But believe me, that doesn't mean that you're always going to be. And if you keep fucking over your fans and fucking over people like you do, for one, good players want to come and work for. They want to come and play for good clubs.
Yeah.
And yes, the money matters.
Clubs with passionate support.
But you're gonna. But why would they? Why would if you're a club that starts getting known for fucking over players, fucking over staff, fucking over fans,
sacking the tea lady,
and you're paying the same amount of money as a club that treats everyone well, why are those players going to come to you? Why is that manager going to come to you?
Yeah,
just those managers are going to come to you knowing that it's a short-term job, and then they can leave with a big payoff package. Right? Then they're going to go somewhere else and win Champions Leagues.
Yeah.
You've got to the priority. Man City have done it as well. They've lowered their number of season tickets because tourists will come, and every tourist that comes will buy a shirt, spend more money, on every game. But then you're just fucking over the people that put you there in the first place.
Absolutely,
you're not where you are. You're not. Man City is not where they are because they're a great club.
Yeah,
they're where they are because they've got great supporters. Chelsea got I know you're buying. I'm not talking about buying the players part of it, and you're buying. We know that you got bought out by billionaires and whatever, but it's your supporters that got you where you are.
Yeah,
Man United, 100%. It was the supporters that got you where you are. Arsenal, it's 100% the supporters that got you where you are. Tottenham, it's definitely the supporters that got you where you are. These clubs only they're only there because of the supporters that pay for the TV rights, and that the tourists will come and go.
Yeah, they will.
And they'll make you money.
Yeah. But it's such short-term thinking.
Yeah,
it's such short-term thinking. It's like, club.
The tourists are going to still come if you say Man City. Let's take Man City for instance, or even Man United, Man City, whatever. They get these if these charges against them do come up, and they get points deduction that sends them, which is essentially then impossible for them to stay in the Premier League, and they go down into the Championship.
Yeah.
The tourists still going to come and watch you play Championship football?
Yeah.
Really?
Home to Swansea this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, seriously? Yeah. Not sure it's going to work that way for you.
Yeah.
So, you can't forget the people that got you to where you are in the first place, and that's the supporters.
And it's massively to the detriment of
and for someone like that,
the atmospheres at these stadiums as well. Because if you want to fill the stadium with tourists and people that want to pay, go and entertain their clients or whatever, that aren't really interested, aren't passionate about the football club, you want to fill your stadium with that for the sake of a quick buck now. What you're going to have no atmosphere. I mean, it's already the case. The atmosphere at Old Trafford's been in decline for years anyway, and that's one of the reasons. But it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse.
It's still not as bad as
they're pricing out.
I mean, you look when Arsenal first moved. I've heard that the Emirates has got better.
Yeah, it has.
But when they first moved to the Emirates,
Oh, it was dreadful.
Everyone said how
it was
awful. I mean, they were literally giving away tickets to try and get people in there, and it was all corporate sponsored bullshit. They were selling corporate tickets, massive amounts of tickets to corporate, and they just weren't turning up.
Yeah.
So there was just thousands of empty seats.
There was a layout issue as well with the Emirates, because I think the way they originally planned it, I think they've changed it around now, but they sort of had. So you had the lower tier sections and the upper tier sections, and then you had the corporate bit sort of in between, all around the ground. So you've got this natural sort of barrier to the atmosphere between the two stands, and it wasn't really thought through, but that had a massive impact. And I think they've changed it now, and it is a lot better. The atmosphere at the Emirates is a lot better. Obviously, it helps that they're doing very well and that they're winning most of their games, but it is much better. But I just think all these big clubs that are trying to attract. I know you have to have corporate and you have to have hospitality. You have to maximise your revenue, but to what end? There has to be a cap on that, and you can't literally treat your most loyal fans like that. And it's another PR disaster, by the way, for Ratcliffe. And he's had enough, hasn't he? I mean, he's already sacked half the fucking canteen and the tea ladies.
The problem is that
to save
they had a massive
Luke Shaw's fucking weekly wage.
Yeah, they had a massive investor that was ready to come in and literally just pay the Glazers out entirely, completely pay off all of the debt in one go, so that they weren't losing any money. Yeah, and they, because they're, I don't know, the way they do business or whatever. Radcliffe came in with an offer that was all but, from what I heard anyway. Yeah. That was all but done. That was where the buyout was coming from. And then Radcliffe comes out of nowhere. I've been a Man United supporter since I was a kid, and all I want is this side, the football side of the thing, and then takes that over, ensuring that then the Glaziers can keep their fat fingers in the pie.
Which, because they're just creaming money out of the club, have been doing for years, which the United fans have been protesting about for years and still do regularly. I've seen some really, when we played them a few years ago, there was a massive protest. All the, the green and yellow scarves.
The original
United
colours.
FC. And, there's a real, United are a big club, and they have got a real hardcore support. Their away support is fantastic. And they're just being, unfortunately, a lot of them are being just priced out of it. It's been going on for years.
And that's a disgrace.
That's a kick in the teeth. Another one. Yeah. For the loyal fans.
Then you stay there. Yeah. The thing is, if you're going to move people, you're going to move people. At the end of the day, you can't halt what they call progress, but it's not going to halt for you. But to say that. They could at least say, okay, well, you can keep it as, because you've been with the club for so long, even though they are premium seats now, you can keep your seats until you're and we're both happy that we've found a suitable.
Until we've found, the alternative where you can sit with your son or whoever you're with. It's just.
Might not be right behind the dugout, but we could get you somewhere along the lines of this area, and just if you're happy with that,
offer them something and work with them. But it's driven by corporate greed, unfortunately, from Mr. Ratcliffe, who claims to be a United fan, but not much evidence of it.
Not much evidence of it.
But hey ho.
No. Well, on that, we've got an international break, which is friendlies.
It's friendlies.
They are friendlies, aren't they?
I am actually going to the England Uruguay game tomorrow with my with my son. But I hadn't planned to do that. It's only because somebody very generously gave me their tickets that they couldn't use, so I decided we'll go rather than waste.
Yeah, we'll do that.
I can't. It'd be great. It'd be a great experience for my son. He's only 5 and he's never seen an England game. And he's never been to Wembley. He's still at the age where he struggles to get his head around like the difference between the internationals and the league. And he's asking me loads of questions about it. And he's like, so we're going to watch Wembley. I'm like, no, England play at Wembley. And then I was trying to explain to him that the cup finals between the domestic clubs get played at Wembley, And that completely threw him. It's like, so Brighton could play at Wembley. I'm like, yeah, we have played at Wembley.
Played at Wembley.
So does that mean Brighton could play England? I'm like, no. I basically went down a rabbit hole with this one. So I'm hoping tomorrow might help further educate him.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, son. Just hold this scarf and go England, and you'll be all right. No, I've got no interest in friendlies, and obviously I'll love the World Cup, and if it's a qualifier or if it's leading up to it and it's an important match, I like to watch them. But I've got no interest in friendlies.
And I think it's fair to say that we will, on the Albion Hour, we will definitely be doing some World Cup.
I was hoping that
around the international.
Yeah, we can do lives now.
Yeah.
So I was hoping to do maybe on some of the good games. We have a group of people and we'll do a watch party.
A watch, yeah.
One or two.
We should definitely.
One or two watch parties.
Yeah.
We'll obviously be off doing games. Other things for other games, but I would say definitely we need to do at least one or two watch parties.
Agreed.
They're quite good fun.
Agreed. Yeah.
And we'll arrange to do that. So we'll do those. We'll do those live, and then we'll post the footage afterwards.
Absolutely.
But we'll do some drinking games on how many times certain people say certain things and how many times things are mentioned, and
we'll make it a bit of fun.
How many times
just in case the football's really shit.
Yeah, how many times 66 is mentioned? How many times Lampard's goal that went over the line and didn't go over the line?
How many times people talking about the Gaza dentist chair celebration?
Good Gaza,
and all that. So David Platt's volley.
Yeah, it's surely gonna. It's just things like that will surely crop up.
Yeah, but
we'll work something out.
But what we probably won't do is have a show next week to talk about the international friendlies, because frankly, we're just too bored of it.
Yeah. And I tell you what, look, just to save having to get all the equipment out, we'll do it now. So there's some international friendlies coming up.
I heard about that.
Excellent. Yeah. Nice one. Cheers.
Cheers.
Well done. There you go. Sorry. We'll see you on a couple of weeks. Wow.
Cheers.
Cheers.